Back live over Virginia Beach Town Center, which is undergoing a major expansion. Today we learned that includes, stand by, the Shake Shack.
There's a lot of hype over this one. They'll be serving up burgers, fries, and of course, shakes at Columbus Village. Are you excited or feel left out? Open the 13 News Now app and tap the live voting tile. 13 News Now reporter Adriana De Alba outlines the other big changes coming to Town Center.
When it opens, you'll find Shake Shack here at Columbus Village, just off Constitution Drive and Main Street. Some of the retailers already here include Ulta and Barnes & Noble, but the burger joint is expected to bring more people to Town Center. Shake Shack is coming to Virginia Beach.
Super excited.
Shoppers are thrilled about the redevelopment at Town Center.
It gives me incentive to want to come down and try different places. You know, I was excited to see Williams-Sonoma and the Pottery Barn, just open up recently.
Shake Shack is the first tenant that has committed to lease space in what will ultimately be a redeveloped Columbus Village. There's still no word as to when the burger joint will open, but the Virginia Department of Economic Development anticipates Shake Shack will bring more shoppers to the area.
Our ability to attract and retain the millennial group is vital to the future of Virginia Beach, and so Shake Shack really adds to that component to make it a true live, work, and play environment.
The redevelopment comes after real estate company Armada Hoffler purchased Columbus Village, part of Town Center, back in 2015. This acquisition has allowed Town Center to expand further east toward Virginia Boulevard. So far, Armada Hoffler has invested nearly $500 million toward Town Center, plus there's an additional $108 million in public investment. The company's CEO says other additions are in the works, and they, quote, expect to finalize plans for enhancing the center later this year. In Virginia Beach, Adriana De Alba, 13 News Now.